Hello, and welcome to the Casino Tears podcast. I'm one of your hosts, 10 Ton is number one, and joining me as my co-host is the one and only Ed Robinson from Roll to Win Craps. If you want more info on our show, please visit our page at casinotears.com. On this week's show, we discuss Dice Coach Dials In, Part 2, Table Selection, Money Management. We also touch on Dealer Interruptus, Hugo Cellar, 10 times odds, 5 sevens, 4 queens, and why Ed loves the Seminoles. Old Bay Craps stepping up with the question.
Love him.
How do you, Ed, and Bo decide what table is the right table for your toss? What are you using as determining factors? Toss, casino, pit crew, surface of table, etc.
How about all of the above? You look at, there's certain casinos, for instance, when the Mirage was here, okay? Now it's going to be a Hard Rock right there, tore down that volcano, right? In 25 years, I played there 3 times. I lost 3 times. Tables were bouncier than crap. Could not win there, whatever reason. So I just thought, I won't go back. Go to Bellagio. Hey, they just resurfaced all their tables in there now. They're all playable tables there. They're great. I love the Bellagio right now.
So is it table number one factor?
Okay, the table, the dealers, the house, how do they receive you? Do you feel the love when you go there? You again type of thing. You know what I mean? You got to feel the love. Good energy. You got to have the energy going on.
Yeah, it's a bunch of all those factors.
It's not any one. Yes, absolutely.
Ed, I love that table at Fremont. I really do. I know you hate it. But
Fremont.
If that table was just in Aria and didn't have break-in dealers and was open, that's why I've only played it a handful of times. I would play it more, but those other factors can't get me back. They have lower table limits. So it is a combination of a lot of things. The one thing I'm starting to appreciate is Aria, which is the combination of experienced crews, lack of heat, and just a really professional.
You're welcome.
Dude, believe me, I'm not.
Oh, wait a minute. The dealers have nothing to say about whether they love you because you tip them well. Okay. But the eye in the sky is looking at your ass because they don't get a vote. The dealers don't get a vote on this, whether you play or not. The dealers don't get a vote. They don't get a vote.
I don't know, man. I'm just not buying it. I'm still a blip, dude. I'm a blip.
Don't call crying me next week. Say, I can't play Ari anymore.
I won't. Ed, what's the biggest determining factor for you? I know it's probably you're going to just say Hard Rock, Biloxi. That's my table. You know it, right?
Well, for me, down there, yes. But okay, so what if I go to Vegas? I got to scout the tables. I got to play some hands at various tables and try to find some that I think that are advantageous to me and my toss.
Yep.
I'm not going to rebuild myself or rebuild my toss to every different table in Las Vegas. I'm going to find tables. I'm looking for tables that are advantageous to my toss. And can I exploit whatever minute advantage that I may have? Because I want to exploit it. There's tables in Biloxi I won't even go to. I haven't been in Golden Nugget in 4 or 5 years down there.
So a lot of it, Ed, I think it's a lot of his experience. There's a reason why I don't play Luxor. I just know long tables.
Well, you won't be able to play that long. They're supposed to tear that down, aren't they?
What? Really? I don't know. No.
Or maybe it's the pyramid. Which one's the pyramid?
That's Luxor.
They're tearing that down.
What? Really? Man,
next year. Yeah.
What's it going to become?
Parking lot.
Parking lot. I don't know. MGM's doing something else.
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right. I think they're doing something because of the stadium that's coming in. I don't know what, but really they're tearing down it. Maybe they'll find
I've read that.
Some tomb.
Remember when they built that? It was sinking. The whole thing was sinking. The whole pyramid was sinking.
I've never set foot in the place. I've never set foot in the New York.
Really?
And don't.
That place has bum out vibes, man.
Oh, no. No. New York. You hit the back wall with the dice. They don't need a stick, man, because the dice come right back to you. It's like super rubber.
I mean,
that's funny, man.
I look at it this way. The more the casino is some kind of a theme place, I don't even need to go because they're attracting you in because they're a theme. Treasure Island, for example. Why would I go to Treasure Island? I could care less about being a fucking pirate. I'm already a pirate.
You are. Ahoy.
I don't have to go to the treasure island to be a pirate.
I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't mind if they had like a Lord of the Rings casino, man.
I'd go in just to look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Or look
okay.
at the mannequins or whatever. But I mean, I've never been to the Luxor. I've never been to any of the downstrip MGM properties. Why would I go there?
I don't know, man.
Because they're built as tourist attractions.
Yeah.
All right. There's some casinos on the strip that are not technically built to be a tourist attraction. And I've always liked those.
Yeah.
They're kind of hidden right there in the middle of everybody else. Bellagio, again, I've always enjoyed their tables. They've got good crews for the most part. Their tables used to be fair. Every time I've been there, they've been fair tables. That's all I want is a table.
Just give me a shot.
I want a table that gives me a fair chance.
Yeah.
I don't want a table that takes my toss and turns it into a pretzel. I don't want that. So
the problem I have in Vegas is
what? We lost him? Did we lose
Oh
Bo?
man, we lost Dice Coach.
We lost Bo
Ed,
right there in the middle of the
you know,
problem I have with Vegas.
I wonder if Bo knows.
Text him.
I wonder if he knows that he's lost at sea,
no
sea, dude. Bo is lost at sea.
You need to text him and tell him to sign back in because he just froze.
Man, I've got like 3 more questions, Ed.
Yeah, we need to get him.
I'd love to get through them.
Text him and tell him to come back in.
Oh, there he comes. Yeah, nice.
Okay, wait a minute. Let's see if I hit this.
Oh, you sound good though. Even better than you did before.
I got the executive producer coming up here.
Finally, man. Solve all the problems.
Get the wife in there and get her to fix your computer.
You needed there be something. You sound better already.
What the hell? I don't know.
God, you sound better. You probably didn't even have that mic on, Ed, the whole time.
I did.
I'm just...
He probably did.
How do I get my picture up here?
All right. So the last thing we heard was the problem I have with
in Vegas. Well, the problem is they keep changing the table conditions. For instance, Paris, they're bouncier than crap now. Golden Nugget downtown, I won't even go there anymore. They're just so bouncy. And a lot of times is the engineering department gets lazy, or maybe they're told to, double, triple layer their felt, and that makes it like a trampoline, You get these weird bounces, and the dice don't respond like they used to.
Yep.
So have you noticed, this is kind of an off-topic but similar question, Bo. There was a table, and I can't remember now where we discovered it. Gargoyle was the one that kind of figured it out. You could go to the table that was closed, for example, and you could rub on it. And if you can imagine a checkerboard, there was a firm spot, a soft spot, a firm spot, a soft spot. And have you ever noticed an underlayment like that yet?
I've noticed this at downtown at the Four Queens. It used to be a very playable table. And one day I went in there and the dice, when they landed, they were just jumping all over the place. What they would do, they would put like a size of a silver dollar with the dice land in odd spots, like landmines underneath the felt. So it hits that, boom, they go totally random. Shit like that. I mean, that's on the verge of cheating, I think.
Diabolical, man. That is diabolical. And I like the front of the Four Queens. You know that? I really love the front facade. I always want to go in there. I'm like, this is cool. It looks like Vegas in the movies. You want to go in there.
Sure.
You get in there and the tables are just such a bummer. Like, fuck this.
Exactly.
I like the outside, but fuck that. Yeah. So to answer Old Bay's question, multiple things culminate into the spot. And the more and more I play, it's fucking Aria. If you can get used to that table, man, there's a lot of good things about that.
But don't wear out your welcome. I'm trying to tell you that.
I've heard that. Jesus, it's like my mom and dad are already in heaven, man. I thought I got rid of the harping.
But wait a minute. But from experience, I'm telling you, they can kick your ass.
Bo, I'm not going to overstay my welcome there, okay? I won't be that dude. But side note, the reason why I like Aria is because they have bigger limits. You can use those bigger limits to your advantage. Letting you put 100 on that all bet versus $10 or $25 makes a massive difference in some guaranteed wins, even if you are going to throw down a big ass lay. It's a huge thing that a lot of people might not be thinking about. They allow you to go for more.
Dude, we love you, man. We love you. We love you.
What?
But
You know the best thing about Four Queens?
Tell me.
Hugo's Cellar. Go to Hugo's Cellar down in the cellar. There's a restaurant down there. Been there for 100 years.
Really?
Oh, it's great. It's awesome. Have you been down there, Ed?
Dude, Hugo's Cellar?
I have not.
That's awesome. You got to call, make reservations.
And it's in the basement? No way.
Oh,
Hugo's
yeah.
Cellar?
Hugo's Cellar. It's in a cellar. It's awesome. Good food.
What
good
kind
waiters,
of cuisine?
Just about anything you want. You'd love it.
Hugo's cuisine.
Yeah, they'll build you a Caesar salad right there at your table with anchovies, the whole shot.
Wow.
Awesome. The waiters have been there for 30 years.
Man.
They don't have a turnover of waiters. Unbelievable.
Man, they're just
You got to try that one time.
man,
All
slowly
right. So
making it
I
out
know
into the
I
table.
know that's off topic, but
30
whatever.
years.
So okay, we're back
In
to
October, we need to have a get together and just go to dinner at Hugo's.
There you go. We can do that.
Oh my God. I'm down to go to Hugo's Cellar, dude.
All
I've
right.
never heard of it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, now you have.
I will Google this. Hugo Cellar I want to play at the Four Queens, man, but fuck, it just unplayable.
They are. One time I was sitting there with some students, and the stick man tapped one of my students on his wrist with the stick. Said, "We don't allow dice setting." And I said, "You just created an assault." And I said, "Bring your supervisor over." She comes over and said, "Your stick man just hit one of my friends with the stick." They pulled him off the table.
Good for you.
That's crazy. I mean, that's nuts.
Bo, you just reminded me of something
that?
that just happened. Listen, I lost on a roll last night that I was playing crapless at Durango, Ed.
Back to Durango. Why do you go there? But you'll lose over
Why are you
there.
going to the frickin' Durango? You don't win at Durango. Play where you win at, dude. Don't play where you lose.
He wants to
Yeah.
get his money back for the same place. Don't do that.
Get it from somewhere else, dude.
That's one of my demons. I'm like a Mel Gibson movie or John Wick. I want that payback
John
from
Wick.
that specific casino.
John Wick, he's an animal.
Yeah, he's an animal. Those are great movies.
I like those Wick series. Yeah. So what happened?
Okay, so Ed, and I like this dealer. It was a girl. I'm throwing down into the hook. Obviously,
A girl. Imagine that.
I've got $1,000 on the table. I started out with okay, roll at the 12, blah blah blah. The dice bounce up. They hit her hand because she has her hand. That's where she was holding her hand. So that part of her hand was literally sort of gripped over the rail, right?
Yeah.
It hit her hand. My dice popped up, hit her flesh.
7 out.
And then 7 out. I'm like, I know what you're going to say, but that should not count. That should not count. Your
It does
dealer
count.
had their hand over the rail. They shouldn't have had their hand over the rail. And I was just screwed. And I said, I don't want to be mad at you because I like you, but your hand shouldn't have been there. Like it should have been off premises, you know?
Yeah.
Well, I'll give you, for instance, okay, check this out. At the old Stardust, right?
Oh, that's going way back.
Okay, playing there. A dealer opposite end where I'm throwing, right? Sticks his hand out in the middle of my roll. My dice hit his arm.
Oh my God.
And of course, the 7 showed up, and I had 640 across. And 7 out, line away. Sorry. I said, whoa. Let's rewind. No. You guys interfered with my toss. That's too bad. Nope. Sorry, Charlie. Nope. Yeah. They won't. That's a forward progress of the dice.
See, I have a problem with that.
Well, yeah, we would, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
The house isn't.
That rule should be revoked and changed. If it hits a dealer's body part, it should not count. That should be a no roll. Ed, that should be a no roll, especially they're in the field of play. They shouldn't be in the field of
What
play.
if it hits the point, though?
Fuck it. Who cares? That's better than at least you didn't lose anything. The roll keeps going. You wouldn't have won on that point, but still, I feel like this is why the casinos are
A one-way
evil.
street.
Yeah, it is. It is a one-way street, man.
They want your money, baby. You think they like you? They like your money.
Yep. That shouldn't count, man. I'm gonna,
I know it should, but
where's
it does.
the suggestion box?
Take it to Congress.
I
Go to
should've
Congress.
said, Durango, where's your suggestion box? Okay, here's some more questions. Bo, I only got a couple more, okay?
Sure.
From Huggy Bear.
What the hell? We're in so deep right now. It doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
good. Huggy Bear. Money management for newer players. What's everyone's preferred method of tracking their money in the rack? I have been playing with my betting money in the front rack and my take home / stop loss money in the back rack. but I sometimes have trouble when focusing on the roll, don't really have a good idea where I am at during the roll, i.e. down, even, or up. Also, what kind of gaming regulations am I violating by hunting craps in Canada without a license?
All of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them. No, he needs to pay attention to what he's doing as far as front or back, doesn't matter, as long as he's consistent and knows, as long as he's taking his wins and puts it in the same, if he alternates back and forth, he's clueless. He doesn't any idea at all. Whatever you do, you have to be consistent.
Bo, you've been instrumental in many people to tracking rolls with using their chips.
Absolutely.
I don't know if you came up with that idea, but everybody gives you the accolades of having taught them that idea. And that's a great idea of how you track it. Not quite answering the question yet. I'll try to get there. But last weekend, you're betting on someone else, and you got a lot of bets out there, and they're all pressed up to different numbers. And I focus on the 5 and 9s because of the automatic buys, but sometimes the 6 and 8 is involved. So my rule is if I'm going to press, let's just say I'm at 180 and I've collected on a 6 or 8 and I'm ready to press that number, I go ahead and take $30 out and I set it aside. So I know I set it on the right side. That's where the 8 is. That if I'm using the 8, I set it on the left side of the rack if that's the 6. So I know that if I hit that 6 automatically, I'm just power pressing it right on up to 900. The other thing I do is on my rack, if I've got one rack basically, is once I've collected, I'll take the next press move. If it's a power press, and I'll put it on the right for the 9. I'll take the next number over for the 5 on the left side of the rack, and I push them in there close. But that just gives me a mental reminder real quick of where I'm at. Okay, I just collected. Now I'm going, next move's a press. I pull it out and I set the press down and I'm ready for the dice. Or I'm ready for the next roll, because sometimes it gets confusing even if you're doing it on someone else. But front rack, back rack, that's a different deal. So one of my favorite things to do, let's just say I maybe bought in with 1,000 and I've got 1,000 in quarters. Let's just, I've counted, I've taken the time, I've counted it out. I've got my rack segmented. The front rack's got 1,000 in it and the back rack's got 500. So I'm going to play out of that back rack, but my real goal at that time is to make the back rack catch up to the front rack. Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's a visual reference for me, front rack, back rack. Where am I at? Can this rack catch up to the other rack without me touching the front rack? Because I've already got the money. There's some point in there. There's one of the racks I'm leaving with. The other rack I'm playing with. And I think that's important if you're trying to segment your rack for betting and for when to color up, when to get the heck out of Dodge, when to be satisfied, whatever the case is. But I love playing that game. Can this rack catch up with the other rack?
That's good.
Because I've got the one rack that I'm going home with or I'm coloring up with, and then I've got another rack that's maybe half that size. And can I make that rack as long as the other rack?
Well, then that way you don't have to think about it.
Yep.
You don't go from right brain to left brain, pop, 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 pop. You're taking that, equation out of your game.
Yeah.
Oh, you just glance at, oh, hey, look at this rack catching up with this rack. Yeah, I'm on the right track. Go for it, right?
Yep. That's
Perfect.
kind of the way I do it. Yep.
Yeah.
Simple things.
I like that.
Just simple.
You got to keep it simple. Yeah.
Simple, visual. I like the visual aspect of that. That's what I like. So.
All right, 2 more questions. Okay, we're nearing the end of this. I even got a bonus question. If
you say this like it's like please hang on. We're at the end of this. It's okay. It's okay.
All right, good. Cool Whip.
Cool Whip.
Cool Whip. Here's a question for Bo and Ed. Say I'm on a $5 table. We have them here in the Seattle area.
And we got them here too.
I want to put $5 each on the ATS. What is a good way to protect the ATS on the come out and cover the potential craps at the same time? Should I put 15 on the pass line?
Hey, you can do this.
And thank you, Ed and 10 Ton, for the great program. You're welcome, Cool Whip. Like that handle.
Check this out. Okay, you got $15. It's a $5 game, right?
$5 game.
Okay, you're going to go 5-5-5 with the ATS, right?
Yep.
Okay, so put $15. There's a couple ways you can do this. You can go $15 on the pass line, right? But now you got to worry about the craps, right? So do this. Think about this. Put 15 on the don't at the same time. Okay, so if you get a crap, but you better throw $1 on midnight because that's the only thing that's going to lose in that bet. Then you don't have to do a crap jab. Otherwise, you could go 15 on the pass line, 555 in the ATS, and $3 on any craps. Okay.
Yep.
That'll cover that, right? Or if you want to put $5 in the pass line, $5 table, $15 in the ATS, and then put a dollar on big red hopping and a couple bucks on any crap, then you're covered. So there's a couple, 3 or 4 different ways you can do that.
Ed, how would you do that?
I wouldn't be betting the $5 table to begin with. But anyway.
Yeah, I know, but if you're playing a
I don't even remember how to play a $5 table.
You're playing a $5 table, dude. All right. That's the only table that you're on a deserted island and you're playing and you got your rum.
I would do like Bo said, $5 pass line. You need to hop the reds for $1 each.
Yeah, exactly. Pay $16.
Right. Then you can figure out if you want to play a craps or C. Right. So that's the only other option you got. So a $1 C pays you $7. $3 on the 7 covers your ATS bet at $15. Your $5 on your pass line would win, and then you got to shoot again. So now you've got $5 in your rack. You might as well take another $1 out of that and net $4 for a craps check. Right.
There you go. Yeah, exactly.
I don't play it at that low level, but that would be the example. I mean, you just kind of add zeros if you want to, but
if you're at a $5 game, you probably shouldn't be betting the ATS anyway.
Well, I would agree with you almost always, but like if I go to Tunica, Bo, and they got 100 times odds.
Oh, that's different. Okay.
That's a different story.
There you go. Exactly. You're going to bet the minimum on the pass line.
And max odds. Yeah.
We don't know what they have there in Seattle, in the Seattle area.
I bet you it's not anywhere near 100 times odds.
No, it isn't. I've got a lot of players up in Seattle area. The most are going to get up there is 10 times. If you're lucky, maybe 5 times.
Durango, Ed, that's 10 times odds there. I always forget, and I just am so used to playing certain things. And then on the crapless, it's 5 times, and you could put 5 times, on any number, which is oddly surprising.
That's an important point because in Biloxi, almost all the main tables are 10 times odds, but the IP has 20 times odds. So you need to be aware and ask. There's nothing wrong with asking the dealer, what's your max odds? Just ask them. They'll tell you. Then you can decide if you want to play it or not.
I got a question. I actually have a question now.
No way.
So I'm at Durango and I'm playing. I'm programmed to play 3, 4, 5. Okay.
Sure.
I've never even gone above that. Maybe because I'm such a creature of habit, but when should I take advantage of that? I've got a $100 pass line bet usually when I'm shooting. When would you, or would you?
Well, if you have a number that you can hit more times than not, that's when you would do it.
Fucking load up on it then.
Yeah. Now, at downtown at Main Street Station, they go 20 times odds, but they're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday now on their table games.
I could put $1,000 back there, dude.
You need to know what your maximum odds is. Even if it's a $15 table and it's 10 times,
$150.
It's 150. What would you normally place on a 6 or 8? And the point is 6. And can you throw a 6 more times than not within 4 rolls, 3, 4 rolls? Again, I go to max odds and I start after 3 rolls, I chip it down. And then after 6 rolls, I chip it down again to what I consider my base. You can pick up any amount of odds you want to at any given time. You don't have to leave them out there
We
forever.
talked about that at one point, how sometimes maxing out those odds in your place bet, it's like a sneaky way to come back quick when you're down.
When I was doing my coffee run on Monday before I was getting ready to leave from the Brownwater Bash, 4 or 5 of us were at the table. We were there at 7 o'clock, all experienced players. A couple of them, I'd go max odds every time.
Ed, let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Say the point's an 8.
Yeah.
Was it a $25 game or $15 game?
Let's just say it's 15.
Okay, 15. So the odds are 10 times?
To be accurate, it was a $10 table, but I was playing as a 15.
Okay, and the odds were 10 times?
Yep.
Okay, let's say the point's an 8. You got full odds, 10 times odds. How much do you have on the 6? on a place
Probably
bet?
30 bucks.
Okay, why would you do that? I know it's an independent occurrence. I understand that. But there's 5 ways to make each one. Wouldn't you want to more like have the sister to the point about?
I don't consider the sister number an equal opportunity bet.
Okay.
I consider it its own independent bet and needs to pay its own rent.
Well, because it is an independent bet.
Yeah, it needs to pay its own rent.
Okay, that's okay.
So, I mean, I could easily go to whatever I wanted to on the 6. I mean, I could go to 300,
Exactly.
right? But why would I do that? I'm really shooting for the 8. I'll give myself 2 or 3 chances to hit that max odds
You
bet.
regress the odds. Yeah.
Yep.
I agree with that.
That's what I do.
Yeah, they think, 6 and 8 and 5 and 9 are all blah, blah, but their independent occurrence doesn't matter. So that's why you have
I do not consider the sister number anywhere, even as are you drinking brown water there, dude?
you're going to laugh. This is Jameson's. I like Jameson's.
Nice. Bo.
I like Jameson.
Jameson's.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. A little
Irish.
I'm doing
Oh,
this.
Irish
I'm doing
whiskey.
this in your honor, sir.
Thank you.
Little brown water going on over here. It's a nice, Coach Pitt.
Yeah, you should make a toast because it was my birthday yesterday.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Wow. Happy birthday, 10 times. How old are you?
I can't tell, man. I can't really. I'm too old, man.
Oh, you're not
He's
old. You don't
38.
even know what old is.
I like that. Ed.
He's
Ed,
38.
thanks. I'm turning 38.
You're the same age as my sister.
Well, happy birthday.
Oh, thanks.
You and my sister are the same age.
Yeah.
She was born in May also. So
May
you're
what?
almost a 22nd.
Oh, nice, dude. You have experience with Gemini people.
She was the ugliest baby I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Wow.
Today is your birthday or yesterday?
Yesterday, May 28th.
Wow. Did you know that, Ed? I didn't know that.
I had no idea.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I don't really celebrate it or tell anybody.
Well, you know what? It's
I
another
I try
number.
to forget about it.
It's a number.
I hope you had a good birthday.
Yeah, it was chill, man. I tried to just be productive. Started out stressful
Yeah,
with
were you?
work. Yeah, getting work done relieves anxiety for me.
Oh, exactly. I would do that.
Okay, so listen, here's a question that
Another
also
one?
has to do with the come out game. And there's a lot to this. Okay. This is from Testaverde. Okay.
Testaverde.
From Tampa. Testaverde from the class. All right, so check it out. He says, question for the wise men. Hard Rock Tampa canceled dollar center bets on the $15 tables.
They want $5 out.
The bets need to be $5 of action, not a $5 min. For example, they will take a $5 world bet, horn high X. If this was a minimum, those bets would be $25 each. You following so far?
So far.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Would it be a minimum $25 each?
For example, they will take a $5 world bet, horn high X. If this was a minimum, those bets would be $25 each.
$25 world, right?
Yeah. Hops all day hardways, CE, a single horn number, all $5. Again, noting the stupidity, the minimum horn bet is now 8. None of this makes actual sense, but it is what it is. With that information, this has ruined my normal come out play, which is $15 pass, ATS 555, $5 world, $1 ace deuce, 3 to 6 hopping the reds. Okay.
It's complicated.
I know. That's what I mean. What do our learned oracles suggest? I am thinking about $5 C, $5 NE7, although I hate that bet. As a reminder, you can't bet penny increments. Follow up, when I want to go ATS 10-5-10 with a $25 pass, what is the play? Just a $10 world? I was going $10 world, $2 ace deuce. I mean, this is a complex question. Not really complex. I can read it again for you.
Well, the thing is, if you got to bet the big red at $5, there's 3 different combinations, right? You need to hop it. You can't hop it for 5. You got to be at least 6 because it pays better.
See, his normal come out play, I guess they've taken that away because you can't bet a dollar ace deuce anymore, or you can't bet a 3 to 6, $3, hopping the reds.
Could he bet $6 hopping the reds?
Well, I think the bets need to be $5 of action, not a minimum of $5.
Well, that's $6.
So they will take a $5 world bet, a horn high X. If this was a minimum, those bets would be $25 each, right? Hops all day, hardway C, a single horn number, all $5. So again, noting the stupidity, the minimum horn bet is now $8. None of this makes actual sense to him. The basic question is, how did he rearrange his come out play, which was $15 pass, 555 on the ATS, a $5 world, dollar ace deuce, 3 to 6 hopping the reds.
I would say up front, don't hop the reds.
Okay, so get rid of that.
That's $6. And he normally did a $5 world.
A $5 world, $1 ace deuce.
Okay, increase that number. Take that $6, put it into your next stack. I would go $25 world, $5 ace deuce if I was going to play it, because he said you got to do at least a $5, or you had some number minimum per horn.
For example, they will take a $5 world bet, right? Even though the bets need to be $5 of action, not a $5 min. So they still will take a $5 world bet. What does he do about a dollar ace deuce?
Can you do like a horn high yo ace deuce for $30?
But that's a one roll bet.
Right. All those chord bets are one roll.
Well, the world gives you a benefit of the 7 as a push.
As a push.
So I would go 20 or 25 on the world, and then whatever the minimum is allowed on the ace deuce for 2 rolls.
But it would have to be a $5 ace deuce.
So a $20 or $25 world, $5 ace deuce. If you're, in the position where you now have hit 2 world bets, even with the 7s, and you're pressing, drop the ace deuce and just keep pressing the world.
He doesn't need to be hopping the reds, does he? When you raise that
Doesn't have
world
to be.
bet
Yeah.
because you've got a $15 pass line.
It boils down to this for everybody in Tampa: the Seminoles. That's what it boils down to.
Testaverde, there's your answer.
Is that politically correct?
I don't care. That's the real answer. You, Seminoles.
That's the.
Well,
there's your answer, Testaverde.
I know plenty of people that would agree with that.
Okay, well, so you got $15 at the pass line, right?
Yep, 15 on the ATS total.
Okay, so there's your 7 right there.
Yeah.
Okay, so then all you need is a horn, right? You don't even need a horn. All you need is high, low, and you can't do $2 a high. You can't do that, right? That's
no, you have to do like a $5 minimum of action, right?
Total.
Bet needs to be $5 of action, not a
Vegas.
5 minimum. So yeah,
Vegas or Biloxi.
So why would you be hopping the reds though on that?
Well, in case you want.
That's a very common play. I mean, a lot of people will do $12 action, which is $6 hopping the reds, $5 world, dollar ace deuce. That's a very common play. That's a $12 action on the come out. So you could double that, but I would drop the 7 bet. I would drop the hop 7s unless I knew it was going to throw 7s or trying to throw 7s.
I would drop those too. Yeah. And then,
yeah, but why would you try to throw 7s if you're doing the ATS? That doesn't make sense.
That's true.
It's just a wash.
Exactly.
You're really playing to see if you can get some center action going. I do that all the time. So, if you hop, your pass line is going to cover your ATS. So at that point, all you're doing is trying to maximize a possible hit or 2
in the center,
on the come out.
See, he was thinking, I'm thinking about a $5 C, $5 any 7. Although I hate that bet. I hate that too. I don't think he needs to even play. If they've changed that now, I don't think he even needs to play an any 7. I just think the $5 C is actually good. I mean, the $5 C, you're going to make $35.
Yeah.
All right, so if you play it that way,
all
right, so let's just say you're doing a $5 C, you win 35. So then take the $5 C and the next toss, turn that into a $15 any craps, not the yo. The yo is not included. So then you're betting $5 on the 2, the 3, and the 12.
Sure.
That's what I would do. That's the most common play on the second hit or the
Yeah.
second opportunity for it.
Would you even do that $5 any seven? And why would you bet a $5 any seven there? I mean, he does say, though I hate that bet.
I don't even consider that a correct bet. I think you need to have either 3 or 6. I prefer
yeah.
6, and you're still up. So,
I mean, I think this for the ease, having that $5 C is good. You make some money on it, and then you got some more ammo on your next roll if you throw one. That's
Yeah.
the simple way.
The damn Seminoles. They don't even give you free drinks down there. You got to buy your freaking drinks,
You
dude.
serious?
The Seminoles. Yeah, I'm totally 100% serious.
That is,
The Seminoles.
that's a little bit.
Do they also like blackjack? Do they charge a vig on every hand, like 50 cents?
Not that I remember, but you can't
that's what
buy a beer. You can't get a free beer. You got to pay $5 for your freaking beer at the damn
Well, you
blackjack.
buy them for $1,000. You order a beer, and you got to pay for it.
Yes.
That is
That's crazy.
That is crazy.
That's the Seminoles.
Then
There
go
you
to
go.
Biloxi or Vegas. There you go.
Testaverde, that's your answer. Hop in the car, get on a plane.
There you
Those
go.
are your answers to
Awesome.
that come out game. Your
Some of-
come out
some-
game involves gasoline or a plane ticket, right?
Or a
Paul?
diesel. I got a
Or
diesel.
a
truck.
diesel, yeah.
To finish him up, what I would do is on a $15 table, 555, $15 pass line, I would probably just do a $5 C. If I hit a craps number, then I would go to a $15 any craps number and try to throw another one.
Hell yeah, man.
That's all you got to do. That's all you can do. That's the quote unquote cheapest way to play that.
But it's also clean and simple, which is
Don't complicate it.
always appeals to me.
I would prefer a $25 world, $5 ace deuce, but you got to be good on hitting horns or sevens.
True that.
Yeah, and that's a little bit more, expenditure on the old come out game.
Yep.
All right, 10-10. What else you got?
All right, this is from our good old friend and my hunting partner, Bump John. Roll Tide.
Bump John. Hey, Bump John. How you doing, buddy?
Roll Tide, Bump John.
All right, so check it out. He says, this is funny because this happened. I want to know what Bo thinks about the situation you were in yesterday. 5 straight sevens with 6, 5, 5, 6. Would he stick with that set or would he switch to a different set? If he switches, how does he determine which set to use? A full-length extended version of this podcast is available exclusively on our Patreon page. New episodes drop weekly every Tuesday. We hope you enjoyed this podcast and will tell all of your fellow craps-playing friends about it. Please follow Casino Tears on Apple Podcast, Spotify, or your favorite podcast app. If you like the show, please rate it 5 stars and leave a review. The best and most fun way to contact us would be to call and leave a message on our official Casino Tears vent line, 229-NO7. You can also email us at no7@casinotears.com. And lastly, to help support this podcast, you can visit our Patreon at patreon.com/casinotears. On behalf of Roll to Win Craps from Alabama and 10 Ton is #1 from Las Vegas, thanks for listening.